Hello, 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 everybody. TTI League Season 18, Top 4, coming up. We've got actually a really interesting matchup, one that I haven't played a ton of, and I'm not really sure how it's going to go. We've got Chienyouki, Sabine. So we'll see who ends up on top. Just waiting for Dillen here. And there he is. So while they're getting set up, let's take a look at these deck lists for a bit. This is Chienyouki's Kylo Target Town. It's pretty standard, I think. I don't think there's anything here that's too weird. That's 2 Rivals Fall main deck. I'm not sure if the Worlds deck was on that one. No Devastators in the main, just on the side. I don't think Devastator's standard in the main, at least, but at least a couple people that I know are playing it in the main, so. But good to know that it's in the lane Sabine. And he's got a pretty typical list, I'd say. Only 1 Timely in the main is kind of surprising. 3 Darksabers also, like, not everybody's playing that way, but it's just good. It's value. 3 Metal Ceremony also going to be very important, especially against Force Throw decks, which Chienyouki is packing 3 of those. So, winner of this one is going to make it to the finals, where they get to play our other matchup. We still have 1 top 8 match left to go. Waiting on time for them to schedule it. All right, so they're getting started here. Let me get my camera set up correctly. And just, yeah, that should be good. All right. Yeah. Okay. So Dillen's going to start us off with initiative here. Because, like, keeping the Timely in hand is interesting. It does make a lot of sense, actually, against, like, MIGs and stuff. Because, you know, if he's got 2/2s here, so he can go, like, Marine, you know, it gets eaten by the MIGs. And then, like, you know, I guess he had ECL, but, you know, he'd save the ECL and just use a Timely there. But it looks like Chienyouki did not open with the MIGs. So, yep, Dillen's just going to drop the Marine and then Karis for Dillen, or for Chien. Dillen's getting initiative and Perilous Position sent to the discard here. Just cycling a card. Quite possibly he wants to establish the Karis. Dillen's just going 3 to base here. And yep, there's the Fallen. Dillen's just going to drop a 4 cause here. And all 4. Looks like he's going to keep the Metal Ceremony and discard the other 3. Or is he going to keep that Masterpiece also? He is going to keep the Masterpiece. having third, fourth, fifth thoughts. All right. Keeps Metal Ceremony, keeps A-Wing, keeps Masterpiece. So he's going to draw Masterpiece A-Wing next turn. Interesting. Ooh, the Karis is just going to go to base here and ping the Marine. Actually, that doesn't make sense with target tap. Yep. Dillen's got 7 onto the base already. He's going to win this thing if he can get enough damage in early. But if Chien can get the flip off, he's probably going to sneak through. It really depends, though. Like, Snapshot Reflexes is going to be a big card if Chien can get access to that or not. Looks like Sabine ping going to be used by Dillen. Could be aggressive. If Chien does have the right setup, he actually could just race Dillen, in theory. Ooh, Snapshot picked up. And here's an A-Wing. Looks like Dillen is probably planning for Sabine here, in addition to the A-Wing, and then flip the leader Sabine. So he's trying to bait out an attack from the Karis. Chien's just going to drop a Hotshot Blaster here. Small Sabine played for Dillen. And then Snapshot onto the Karis. That's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom. And yeah, see, that's what I meant about racing. So yeah, so Dillen's going to have to take initiative here, and he's going to get to... He can ECL Poe here, which can clear the Karis. And if he defeats the Fallen, he will survive, yeah. Yep. So there's ECL Poe. Defeat the Fallen. Poe's going to take 5 back, but he does live. This is definitely a rough spot for Chien. He's looking at his resources. I don't know if he has a Long Pike or something. Looks like no, he's just going to play this Migs out of hand. And he's got Force Throw. Force Throw is going to do no damage anyway because of... no force unit. All right, but it looks like Dillen's just going to preempt that any value from the Migs by just killing him with Sabine. Gets 1 additional damage through. Chien's still got this Force Throw. I guess he could fire off for no reason. Metal Ceremony does matter a little bit. And then gets in for 3. 9 health left on Dillen's base. Or on Chien's base. 10 on Dillen's. Dillen can get there this turn. If Chien can't stop him. Chien can stop. He can Anakin to kill the Poe. Then he's still taking 6 plus the Darksaber. So I think Dillen's got this first one. Which, if Chien could theoretically get to another round and have initiative, he does have lethal with the Kylo flip. By going like, he doesn't have a hero card, does he? He's got the villain, yeah. But I don't recall there being a heroic resolve discarded. So yep, Darksaber on Sabine, and Chien takes initiative, and we're going to game 2. If Chien had that hero card, he would only have been taking, what, 7 from the... I think it really just did come down to whether or not he had that hero card to kill the A-Wing. What are they doing in chat? Should be what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Yeah, so Chien did do 1 extra damage there. But it's over. All right. Maybe if use Force Lightning to get rid of A-Wing too earlier. Don't know if would have been enough. Not sure if there was a point where he could have done that. Oh, maybe I guess the turn that he played the snapshot, he could have Force Lightning the A-Wing. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, let's take a look at sideboards here. Dillen's got some interesting stuff in there. He's got the second timely. I don't know if we see that. Confiscates. I could definitely see confiscates coming in to prevent a scenario like that. Chewbacca is a maybe. MC30 I don't think is going to come in, but that's a spicy include. The U-Wing, again, I also don't think. I think Dillen knows if this thing's going to 7, then he's probably already lost. On Chien's side, he's got that third Force Lightning. That is probably going to come in. Open fire. I'm definitely going to want that in this matchup. Grenade strike is a maybe. I'm not certain on that one, but it's possible. All right. I guess we'll find out what they brought in. Here, there's an open fire in. Ooh, and the MC30 actually did come in for Dillen. I guess it's an option for like a big unit in space that can't be easily killed. That actually does make a lot of sense. It's another way to like sneak something past a Kylo Sentinel. Like if the Kylo flips and doesn't immediately have lethal, MC30 is something that he can't quite deal with. We'll see if it comes up. Chien thinking about his hand here. This looks like a pretty solid one to me, but it is difficult to figure out what to resource. Because you sort of want to keep all these cards. Gonna do one copy of Force. Looks like both. Both those upgrades are really, really good, so kind of unavoidable. All right, just gonna drop the Karis. No Migs, unfortunately. There's a Sabine for Dillen. And the Sabine ping. Ooh, snapshot resource there. That's interesting. And Karis is just gonna whack the Sabine. Sabine goes to base. Kylo's gonna cycle the holocron here before making a play. And there's the masterpiece. So targeting down is going to be used there. And then I imagine just open fire onto the masterpiece. Yep. So board's clear. And we're moving on. Second Anakin and Long Pike picked up here. And I think it's probably going to be second Anakin. Yep. All right. Now Dillen's in a position where he's got to fight back here from being down. Going to burn his ECL now. Get a couple extra damage in there from the overwhelm. And clear the Karis off the board. Ooh, lightning picked up. And with the Sage, that lightning's just enough to clear the K2 without having to take back damage. Chien's action, he's thinking about it. I think he's deciding between doing that Sage Lightning play and going for Long Pike. He's going to drop the Sage at least. There's the Sabine deploy. Yep, lightning. Strip the K2 of all those abilities so he does not get that when defeated trigger. Ooh, there's the hero card picked up. That's just what Chien was missing last game. We're going to be resourced here. Chien's going to cycle that Heroic Resolve. Takes 3 right away from Sabine. The Constructed is an interesting pickup here. And yeah, it looks like so being able to Long Pike this turn. So now he's basically locking himself into Constructed. Constructed is going to give the Sage Sentinel here. Because it's non-hero, non-villain. So it's a 4/5 shielded Sentinel. And 2 space units in the on the board for Dillen. Chien's going to take initiative, and that's going to be the most. Dillen's preparing for it, I think. Yep. It should be both, right? Yeah, he's got both. Yeah. So yeah, both those space units cleared. And here we're actually going to get to see this MC30. Let's see if I can pull it up on stream for you guys. And in Kira a lot in Jump to Lightspeed, because it was a way of dealing with like a big spaceship, dealing with Ruthless Raider. But it's also just like a big thing to play for Dillen. And it's unaffected by Kylo's Sentinel. And it is a rebel also, despite being neutral. So now at this point, what's in Chien's discard matters a lot. He's got the Heroic Resolve. I believe he's got the Sith Holocron. I don't think he has a big 3-cost lightsaber. Grenade Strike coming out of the resource row there. Or coming out of the sideboard, I should say. Let's pull that one up. Sage, just going to go to base here. Ooh, and then the Chewie onto the MC30. It's hitting for 9. Oh boy. And with Rebel Assault, it's actually Rebel Assault is actually lethal here because it gets in the ping from Sabine as well as hitting for 10 with the MC30. So Chien's looking through his discard. He's trying to find if he can get lethal this turn with Kylo. And I can't remember everything that he put in there, so I'm not sure if he can. But either way, he's got to kill this Sabine right now. Okay, and he does with the Witch in the Mist. He's got to get to lethal this turn if he's going to at all. Dylan just said damn in chat. He's just shy. So that's 10. Now the question is, I believe so yeah, so Chien's got to have 10 or 5 damage worth of upgrades in the resource row. And I think he does. Because I know he's got Holocron, he's got the Heroic Resolve at least. And I think that does it, right? If he uses the Holocron ability. Or does he have enough? He would, right? He'd have enough resources to use that. Oh, he has the Hotshot also, right? So Holocron Hotshot is just lethal. Oh, he's got double Holocron. Yeah, that also does it. So, by 1 hit point, the heads-up play to defeat the Sabine pays off, and Chienyouki is going to send this one to a game 3. And Dylan just way overkilling himself. That was a good one. Let's take a look at the bracket here. Winner of this one gets to go to the finals. Dylan is a previous champion. Chienyouki, I don't believe he's even made the finals before, but he's definitely made top cuts before. Very strong player. But he's going to have a chance to get a win here if he can repeat that performance. On the other side of the bracket, Jack playing this interesting Poe ECL deck. Managed to dethrone our champion yesterday. He's going to get to play either Gerald on the Spicy Snoke Data Vault or MK Jester on the Palpatine Yellow. So it looks like Dillen's going back to his sideboard. Let's take a look at what he might have in there. I don't believe Chien was going back in at all. I'm not sure exactly what he might be doing. He might have been taking out the MC30 stuff. But I don't know. It actually did work out well for him in that game. It just wasn't quite there. All right, so a third game, and Chienyouki still has yet to open a Migs. Stuck again with Karis, who's not horrible, but you really want to be playing Migs. Oh, okay. Chien hasn't mulliganed yet, so he's going to mulligan here. And, okay, this time he gets a Migs. Sorry about that. Dillen is going to get started. So we see Confiscate in there for Dillen. He could also be trying to keep his 4-cause ratios intact without sideboarding. Because he's got Confiscates, Darksabers, the Timelies, and the MC30s are all non-heroes. Oh yeah, so Pasquale pointed it out. No upgrade in hand alongside this Migs. The monkey's paw curls, right? You get the Migs, but you can't use it. Careful what you wish for. But Witch Force Throw is definitely not a bad turn 1 play here either, so. All right, Targeton used, clear the Sabine. 2 copies of Poe picked up, all 3 in the hand for Dillen. All right, there's the Masterpiece for Dillen, and Force Lightning, just enough to kill it right away. And Dillen's going to take initiative here with no units on the board. Finally, an upgrade picked up for Chienyouki, but it's a perilous position. He's thinking about just resourcing it. No, he's going to resource a Grenade Strike. Sabine just going to ping here. And the Witch goes in for 1. There's a Phoenix aiming. Yeah, Migs into Kylo Cycle the Perilous does kill the Phoenix. So does Power of the Dark Side, or just playing the Perilous straight up. But if I'm Chien, I probably want to establish the Migs here. All right, yep, there's the Migs. Dillen flips over the Sabine. There's a cycle. Blow up the Phoenix. And a second Migs picked up. And Sabine does get to clear the Migs here and do... Should just be 1 to base there, right? All right, here comes the ECL for Dillen. Hits Poe and to clear the Migs and force the discard on Chien. So Poe used twice here. What did I say in the chat? Yeah. Gotta discard either Lightning or Force Arrow. Gotta be Lightning with a Force unit on board. And now she ends with very few options. You can go for the power, which is likely just going to hit the Sabine, which is not horrible. It looks like he's got a Lompike in the resource row. Yeah, that's a good move. Oh, is that? Migs is a May. So I'm not going to stop for that. So yeah, Chien did miss the Migs damage. You're right. It does trigger the Migs, but it's a May ability. So Lompike here is going to clear the Sabine. And Poe's going to get a hit in. So 8 total, and then force a discard. It's just the Heroic Resolve, which would have been discarded anyway. So that sets up Anakin to clear the Poe. And now Dillen's with no cards left. No Cassian in the resource row to play here. And I haven't been keeping precise track of Chien's upgrades. I don't think he has a ton. And he's got the Heroic Resolve now. He's got to get 20 this turn. But even if he doesn't, like, he's in a commanding position. Ooh, so the Masterpiece is going to be resource there, and then Dillen's just going to play out Vorkaz here to try to find something playable. Ooh, misses once. So it's just going to be 3. I'm not sure if he has a timely, but if he does, he's certainly keeping that record. Probably is anyway. The other 3. So Chien's got 9 on board, which takes Dillen to 14. Can he get 11 out of the resource row? He's got 5 with Kylo. So if he can get 6 out of... That wrecker. Gotta put it on top. So there's 5 to base. And Dillen's looking through the discard. Let's do that ourselves. See what they've got. Oh yeah, Heroic Resolve is actually the only upgrade in there. Gonna discard for the second Heroic Resolve. Heroic Resolve can do 4 for 2. Yeah, he's just shy of being able to do it. If he had one more resource, he could go double Heroic Resolve and then use the Heroic Resolve ability, and that would be lethal. But now he can play 2 copies. He can get 7, so he's not quite at lethal. But Dillen's got to do 7 in one action. I don't know if he can do that. About what he's going to pull here. I think he might also have a hot shot in the resource row, in case that matters. Looks like he's just going to flip Kylo naked. Oh, no. He's going to play 1 copy Heroic. And then he's going to use the Heroic. Okay. So that's 9. And then 4, yeah. So any of these units are now lethal. I think that's a smart way to do things from Chien. He thought about it, and he finally came around to the right answer. Timely Wrecker. Oh, and Sage is going to follow up. So now Dillen's got to clear all 4 units. Timely Wrecker clears 2 of them. But that's not enough. So, yeah, that's it. Chienyouki is going to be going to the finals here. Going to take on either Snoke Data Vault, Palpatine Yellow, or Poe ECL, depending on how things go. So that's it for our stream today. Thank you for tuning in, and remember to always take the initiative. And shout out to Chien's team. NO. I'm not sure exactly what that. Night Owls, I think, actually. Night Owls. I remembered now.